the one and only Great Dickens Christmas Fair at the historic Cow Palace, magically transformed into the bustling lanes and boisterous playhouses of Victorian London.
The Dickens Christmas Fair is layer upon layer upon layer of art. First of all, there's this amazing building, the 1930s Cow Palace exhibition halls. This is essentially a series of giant concrete boxes. And we are able to take that and transform it so completely that the audiences truly feel like they've stepped into an authentic, deeply immersive environment. We begin with the chalk on the floor, the lights, the design, the concept.
We paint a picture inside an empty building and we make it come to life.
This is fish and chips.
Myself and three others come in, and we are the four corners of a chalked out space, and we take the actual dimensions of each booth inside the building and we chalk it onto the floor of the building, basically drawing the entire map onto the floor. Our lighting installers get to look at that on the floor and say, all right, there's going to be a theater here, and there's going to be a nail stand there, and there's going to be a booth here.
Our first week we spend hanging the area lights that illuminate the floor in places where there's nothing built. It's just walking around light. And since there is so much floor, this is such a huge place, it takes an awful lot of these lights, almost 1,000 just to do that. And we have to get that all done the first week because people come in to build their booths right after that, and we need to have access to the ceiling with our lifts. So once things are built, we can't do that. So it's always a mad scramble to get it done.
It's a high-stakes, relatively high-stress environment, but they all handle it like professionals. And that makes it a really pleasant place to work, and it always makes it an adventure. I'm Andrew Patterson, and I'm the production manager for Red Barn and the Dickens Fair. I am helping to coordinate all the different leads and supervisors, as well as their individual teams, in building the fair. The parents were in it, and my grandparents before that started the fair a long time ago. Occupational hazard, being a Patterson, in the course of, I guess, 21 days, build 130,000 square feet of Victorian England. We have a number of different departments, and each one layers on top of the other. Soft goods comes in, does a first pass, and then carpentry, and then deco, and it goes from there.
Somebody asked me to describe Dickens Fair, for instance, and I said it's like doing 5 operas all at once. For the last 5 years, I've done all the theater curtains for the entire venue to make you think you're in London, at least on the wall, and in the theater. Lots of sewing.
When I was a little kid, my mom always bought jigsaw puzzles for me, and I would love putting together jigsaw puzzles, and didn't matter how many times I'd put it together, I'd take it apart and I could put it together again. And so the fair to me is like a giant wooden jigsaw puzzle. There's thousands of pieces, and I've done it long enough so now I just look at pieces and I know where they go, like a jigsaw puzzle. I'm the master carpenter of the fair, and I've been doing this for at least 10 years. Long enough to feel like it's Groundhog Day. When I get here, these are just big empty halls, and we start filling them with road boxes. As the boxes become opened and little things start being added to the environment here, it's like a hair grows here, and then another hair grows there, and then all of a sudden you've got a foot, and pretty soon it's a pretty viable person. It may not be complete yet, but it comes to life kind of slowly, and then all of a sudden you realize that it's really starting to live.
The environment is the first actor and the first character, and there are many of us that make that character come to life. My name is Heidi Boucher, and I'm the production designer for the Dickens Fair and Red Barn Productions.
Fluff out your loops.
I've been the production designer at the fair for 8 years. I'm not quite sure, but a long time. The design, the beautiful part of everything that you see is my responsibility to make happen.
Good morning. Today is vendor stakeout, so all the vendors show up. We have roughly 100 vendors in the fair. They check in and then they begin building their booths. We make sure that everyone has all the appropriate road boxes and pallets that they need, and that should they need anything moved, we're there to accommodate.
We are building the Dickens Family Parlor. This set is an old set. It's cobbled together from bits and pieces because it's grown over the years. We've completely changed it, added walls, so it always needs to be tweaked.
Oh good, other people think this is fun too. It's not just me. Everything seems to be here, so super hooray. I have 3 booths: Holzer & Coombe Haberdashery, Madame Louise's Fashion Accessories, and Adorn Thy Hair braiding booth. So all 3 are interconnected. So we build 10 walls, which turns into 3 Victorian rooms, and we do it in 12 to 14 days. And we just keep putting the same puzzle together once a year, every year.
Today we are building Leather Bottle. All the hard stuff gets put up, the shelving and the signs. And then we come back with a layer of all the glassware, the cups, the plates, and then do a final layer of greenery. Right after this one, we will have to do all of Fezziwigs. We will have to do merchandise. We will have to do Telegraph. We will have to do cookies. We will have to do Father Christmas. We will have to do the carousel. We will have to do Boot the Cat. We will have to do the Mermaid. We will have to do Penny Gaff. And that includes doing the lobby and the tent, decorating all the trees. So actually, I'm kind of hyperventilating thinking about it. It's a lot.
2:30, if we could wrap it up.
By 4:30?
By 5:30.
When I'm feeling stressed out or I'm walking around going, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? I always stop and go, you know what? Don't forget that really ultimately, it's for the children.
There's only 2 things in my life I know of where if you talk about them, don't disappoint people when they actually see it. Grand Canyon is one, that's always amazing, and Dickens Fair. We just started basically, so we're trying to match up walls, and we take pictures of the booth as we're constructing it so that we'll next year have it a little bit easier. I always come here with this, it's not going to happen this year, it's not going to work, and then it does.
You can imagine all these will each have a hat on them, like this, as a display. The more hats we have out in the shop, the more likely we are to find the person that belongs to that hat.
You have to learn to love your chaos, and I always took that one to heart. It's chaotic, it's frenetic, but it's really good energy and high intensity, so we have a lot of fun doing it, yeah.
The build's going very well. We're right on schedule with where we were last year, and I've got some new crew people, so it's always kind of a question whether it's going to go as well as I would hope, and it is. A bigger Mad Sal's bar. We enlarged that just so there's more space behind the bar for kegs, which are very important, and a little more space in the front of the bar for the people that work there, because it's always very crowded and very busy. And the bar is longer too, so there's more room for the patrons to belly up, as they say. Now we're finishing the lobby and the coat check area. And then we'll be off to do the beverage lockup, because there's lots of beverage that needs to be locked up. So now all the ale stands are done, and it's on to the stages and the big walls. I'll be done by Wednesday next week. I try to get all the carpentry done early so there's more time for the deco people.
This week we're mainly doing stage lighting. You know, we have 3 big stages and several little stages, and we're in the process right now of lighting those.
So today we're working on installing new points for the lights in Mad Sal's and Fezziwigs. The point is something from which you will hang something, and each point is obviously graded to make sure that nothing fails and falls down, which is possibly the most important part of this job, is making sure that nobody dies. I'll be working Friday night, possibly even Saturday morning. We'll see what happens. Hopefully not though, because I need to get in costume at that point. I am Bob Cratchit for the 3rd year running, and 2nd year with the Scrooge from last year. So I'm really looking forward to it. We are one big family and we look after each other. If there's a problem on lighting, we'll go out there, we'll go sort it. If Deco needs something hanging up high, we don't tell them to go get a ladder, we bring a wet trowel. And that, I think, is what sets us aside from a lot of touring shows and such like that, is the size, what we managed to do in the time we're allotted, and the family unit that we are.
I can't say that I'm on schedule, but I am on schedule. A lot of this stuff has been around for a long time, but a lot of this stuff I've actually procured from thrift stores. Like these gold plates that you'll see at a thrift store and you will just walk by and you won't even think about it. Well, I snatched those up. The pine cones are brought in every year from some of our teammates. They bring them in. The bottles with liquid in them. They made the beautiful little stickers on them. I think they've been around since the 70s or 80s.
You spend the whole year waiting for it. You know, you really do. It's so much of our lives for, you know, about 4 or 5 months out of the year. But the other months, you're just sitting and you're thinking, what am I missing? And this is it. You know, it's something I live for. It really is. With the carousel, I'm part of it from the ground up. It's putting it together. It's hard work, which always feels great when it's done. And you know, that's kind of my favorite bit of the build, I think. It's really nice seeing the kind of wide-eyed moment when the actors we have running the carousel give them the roar for the lion, you know, any of that. The kids just, they get so into it. Give her a spin. Oh. Looks good. Here she goes. Awesome. It's alive!
I love the Dickens Fair. It's one of my favorite events. It really is. Well, Cuthbert's has been doing the tea shop since 2000. So we grew from a very small little tea shop to a humongous, gargantuan tea shop. We'll be doing a lot of our shopping during the week and making sure that the final touches are ready so that when we open on Saturday, we're good to go. It's fun to bring the holiday spirit to everybody else.
I'd like to welcome you to Charles Dickens London.
Well, I'm done with Deco, so I'm now on grounds crew. So it's anything from picking up lumber, picking up trash, wiping up the benches, getting everything set up, setting up the chairs in all of the stage areas. So quite a bit, actually. And then whatever else they decide that needs to be done, the last minute things, you know. We still have a few hours, don't we?
tonight is primarily getting everything dialed and cleaned and the finishing final little nitty-gritty details put on. All the last bits of garland.
Gonna tuck the zip tie, no one will ever know it was there.
And all the benches and tables, all the stages nice and clean. And then we go around with a magnet and pick up all the screws and little pieces and get rid of all the cars and turn off the lights and make it nice and pretty tomorrow with some fresh snow.
This is our thank you dinner. Manja! This is where we get an opportunity to sit down at the end of 21 days when we only have a few hours worth of work left to do.
Oh, by the way, for those of you that are not operating heavy equipment later tonight, there's beer.
We'll get some sleep tonight, but this is our opportunity to sit down and share the good feeling of having completed an amazing thing. To take what was an empty hall, and now we've transformed it into a movie set that is, when the lights go down, completely alive.
The biggest actor in this whole thing is the Cow Palace. It's an actor in and of itself with a costume on. The focus and emphasis often is on the performers and the actors, and rightly so. But there is this group of us that really, we care about each other deeply. We all know and rely on each other to do certain things. And there's a certain love and warmth that we have between us, and I think that's actually what shows when we transform this place.
My favorite thing about opening day is that moment when it shifts from being a production to being Dickens London. It is no longer that thing that we envision, it's that thing that we experience.
Here we are in London, Champagne Charlie. It's right. I sing down at Mad Sal's and with a group called Brass Farthing. You should come and see us. It's just ducking. From the stern to the prow. Ready or not, customers are coming.
Here, right now, it is Christmas.
Our hats are the hats to have. Or you think, oh my God, I'm not going to be ready, and was the place all stacked up with hats nicely? It does come together, you know. I don't know how it does. It's magic.
It was a long night. Most of us were here till 2 or 3 in the morning. But the venue is open and everyone seems to be happy. All the vendors have what they need and the customers are flowing in.
Off with you. Very good. Here I am, as Gretchen, in the streets of London, running around after Scrooge, apologising in his wake as usual. 2 in the morning, we finally rolled off. You do want to spend those hours making sure everything is polished rather than just up. And everything was up and polished, which is what we want. Happy Christmas, Happy New Year, and God bless you.
I would just like to have a thought for the founders of this feast, Ron and Phyllis Patterson, who in 1969 had a party in their parlor, and they painted the light bulbs pink, and they covered the lampshades with doilies, and they wore what they thought was a Victorian outfit, And they opened a book called Parlor Games, Victorian Parlor Games. And they had so much fun. So then the Dickens Christmas Fair was born in 1970, just by chance, the year that Disney released Oliver. I think the world was ready for it at that time, and we have filled a place in the hearts of the Bay Area and indeed the world. And this event will continue for as many years as that place needs to be filled.